Well, welcome back to SAFC Live. We're pitch side where Sunderland have come through 2-0 victors this evening, and a 7:45 kickoff at the Stadium of Light. In the end, it was pretty solid and routine, and what you'd expect from a side at the top end of the division.
Well, yeah, it's not been that way in recent weeks here at the stadium, has it? But no, it was in the end. I think we had one or two moments where they had their half chance in the first half, didn't they, with the scramble on the line, and then setting off they had a 5-minute spell really where they forced us back, but other than that it was comfortable. As you say, a bit of a routine win really, comfortable 2-0. Nice to have a bit of a breathing space really on the pitch in terms of the amount of goals, wasn't it? Where we haven't had that for a while. Some good individual performances, and generally as a team a good solid all-round performance.
Yeah, and once Isidore's goal went in and around the hour mark as well, that kind of took the stuffing out of Luton a bit, who did look threatening on occasions this evening, but they definitely weren't the Luton side we played even earlier this season, and certainly not in that promotion campaign which they last bet in.
First minute or two, I thought it could be a long evening if you let them get hold of you in the way that they did at Kenilworth Road. Yes, we took the 3 points, but it was a long evening down there, especially in that first half, wasn't it? And it started that way this evening where they put 3 or 4 balls into our box and we were struggling to get rid of it. But after that, you mentioned it there, and we're sort of edging towards Dan Ballard really for man of the match, coming into the starting lineup this evening. And he knows he's got to be on his game really up against Carlton Morris, and he sort of dominated him really. He was big and strong, dealt with things.
Your man of the match?
Yeah, probably. I mentioned Luke alongside him, the other lads at the back, and Dan Neil. And as I said there, so we're mentioning 4 or 5 players really, but I would probably shade for Dan the fact that he's had to bide his time in terms of getting back into the starting lineup. And I thought he was excellent back there this evening, and obviously they got the clean sheet.
Let's look back through the footage from the game, those key moments. Of course, Sunderland coming out 2-0 on top this evening and maintain that 100% record at home as well, Dan.
Yeah, and just looking at him, we mentioned Wilson, when he come off there, he's got a goal this evening, but I think in the change room, he'll be a little bit disappointed he's not perhaps had 3 this evening. I said that one there, Patrick puts it on a plate for him, he can go either corner, 10 yards out or so, and he flashes it past the post, so he'll be disappointed. And then obviously he had the header late on as well, but yeah, it's the first goal now, so yeah, patient build up, work it across the back, comes out to Trey Hume, just inside to Patrick Roberts, and then Patrick back into him, and see there, just up the tempo really, work it across the pitch, and then out to Lefay, comes off the touchline, uses Dennis as a little bit of a decoy outside him, steps inside, and from their point of view and their manager is going to be disappointed when he sees this, and I'm sure he's addressed it at half-time where you've got to get tighter, boys. 5 yards in football isn't tight enough, and you'll see it now from this angle where, look, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, and then his 4th touch.
He was in his element in the first half,
wasn't he? Excellent, and what impressed us, didn't it, wasn't just his on-the-ball stuff, which we know he's capable of.
You said ratting about.
Ratting about, yeah. It's a footballing term, isn't it? You get a few ratters out there. You need it, though. You wouldn't associate that with Enzo Lefay. No. If you said to a Sunderland fan, what's his qualities? It's his on-the-ball stuff and his sharp feet and the way he manipulates the ball. But 3 or 4 times first half, he was excellent in terms of winning the ball back.
This was a big chance for Luton, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is the one, and I think it is just the correct call from the linesman as well. I think you say Morris there, he just gets across. I think it's Luke O'Nien. Anthony Patterson makes the save, and then in the follow-up, you see it here now. Look, if you look down the line, it is a tight one, but I think he's just offside.
You've got to put that down as a good save then.
Yeah, good save, isn't it? Yeah, and he should score it.
That's the penalty shout. We haven't seen that back. That's the first time we've probably seen it.
Yeah, and we're not getting a clear one of it, are we? So again, we're not. Credit to the referee there. I don't think it was a penalty first viewing. You're edging towards it, but again, fortunately we're not having to talk about it too much, are we? Because it doesn't matter at the end of the evening. But Patrick, again, he was busy and he had moments again. I think he'll be frustrated. He could have had 2 assists for Wilson this evening. This one here, he just gets across his man. But what I will say about Patrick, he keeps going. If he has a few moments where things don't come off for him, he doesn't shy away. He wants to get on the ball and he wants to keep on going. You see that right to the end there down that right-hand side.
Yeah, he hit the post later on as well, didn't he?
I think this is the second one coming now, isn't it? Yeah, so we steal the ball there, just halfway line into Wilson, looking for options. Just feeds it out wide into Lefay, fizzes it across, looking for Job, isn't he?
He spins on it, doesn't he?
It's funny, isn't it? He'd just been booked, hadn't he, for a few minutes prior to that, and we think, is it borderline, strong yellow, possibly red, and then a few minutes later he just has a bad touch there, doesn't he? A couple of touches, gets it stuck, and then pops it straight into Wilson's feet there, and on the swivel. Could have took a touch, as you said there, but takes it first time, allows it to run across his body, just enough power. Keeper gets a glove on it, but it's not enough. and it's into that bottom corner. And then, as you said, that's that cushion we've been looking for. We haven't had that in games for a while now, is it? Would you say 26th, 27th of October since the Oxford game here? And then the lads can relax, and I think that showed, and we played with a little bit more freedom. And then again, there's Patrick off the post, and it actually comes out to Enzo. And we talk about his touch, and that lets him down on this occasion. You see there now, look, he tries
Flicks
to cushion
up,
it.
doesn't it?
Yeah, gets
I
away.
think he's trying to flip it up for the volley, isn't he?
Maybe.
He just spins
and then
away.
You see his reaction, hands on his face, and the opportunity goes away. But yeah, listen, it's 2-0. It could have been more, if we're honest. We did have more opportunities to put the game to bed, and to have a nice little cushion and maybe add to that goal difference, which, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It could come down to that further down the line. But
another clean sheet though, which helps.
Yeah. I think it's 14 clean sheets now. So yeah, keep them ticking along. And as I say, how many saves has Anthony Patterson had to make? Just that one first half,
the
really.
Big one for
Second
Morris.
half, I can't remember
No.
if he had one to make. And this is that one which, he'll be disappointed. I'm not sure he gets anything on. He's off the back of the centre back, and he's 6 yards out there, so he will be disappointed. And then right at the end, Job just feeds one across. I'm not sure whether he's I think he is trying to play somebody in at the far post there. Meander, and Patrick there. And neither of them getting the end of it. But as we said there, good evening, comfortable evening. Hopefully Chris Riggs okay. Other than that, I think we've got through it unscathed, and we've got a few days now to get ready for Leeds.
Absolutely, and that's Sunderland's next game. But before we get there, let's have a look at the scores this evening in and around the EFL Championship, if we can. There's a few games last night as well. They're at the top. Those were Coventry City 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Derby County 0, Oxford United 0, Portsmouth 2, Cardiff City 1, Watford 0, Leeds 4, Norwich City 0, Preston North End 1. In the games this evening, Bristol City 2, Stoke City 0, Burnley 2, Hull City 0, Plymouth Argyle 5, Millwall 1, and Millwall had a good result themselves at the weekend. Swansea 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Sheffield United 3, Middlesbrough 1. So Borough didn't really do us a favour, and they're still playing there as well at Bramall Lane. West Brom 0, Blackburn Rovers 2, and that's despite their
Tony Moby
ins and
derby
outs.
there.
Yeah, with their manager at the moment, Blackburn. And you know all about our result as well. Let's have a look at that all-important league table. Well, it won't change much above us or beneath us.
And the goal difference stayed the same with us and Sheffield United, I think, didn't it? 2. So listen, it's still all to play for there, isn't it? That pack there, the 4 teams, and tough one, as we know, on Monday, going to the league leaders. I'm saying that, listen, Leeds, the goal difference is obviously well ahead of everybody else, and they're scoring goals for fun and not conceding at this moment in time, are they? But we've got to go down there, play with confidence like we showed this evening. That'll help the boys this evening. I don't think we'll go down there and play with a fear. We'll know we'll get opportunities on the counter-attack, but we've got to be well organised behind the ball, because you can see how Leeds can hurt sides as well.
Yeah, and let's have a look at the bottom, because that defeat tonight for Luton Town leaves them rock bottom. Plymouth Argyle winning as well, and winning in style, and that's what it's done to them.
Yeah, do you know what? People will be looking at Plymouth now. We probably wrote them off a few weeks ago prior to the game here, didn't we? And you said the goal difference, I mean, it's still not great, it's minus 30, but look at that there, goal difference aside, points, they're right amongst it now, aren't they? Just one win of getting out of the drop zone, but it's tight down there, isn't it? Oof.
Yeah,
I mean, you look to, what is it there, Portsmouth, you've got Swansea, and there's a 4-point gap there, but those teams there, all
Luton,
to play for, isn't it? And
rock bottom at the moment. Last team to do the double drop, of course, were ourselves.
Yep.
That's looking on for them. Where should we go next? Let's go to see what you have been saying around the world. Let's have a look at the Ask Dannies. If you want to play, remember next time, use the hashtag. We have a couple. This one comes in from Kay. Do you think Alexic will be a prominent figure in the run-in towards the end of the season? He's looked impressive in his showing so far. Well, he certainly looked impressive. Yeah,
no, what I like about him, obviously I've seen a bit of him when he's played for the 21s, and he scored, was it Benfica a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it, as well? I think he moves quite well with the ball. He's got that little injection, you see it, the opportunity he had at the weekend, it was similar to his one down at Millwall as well. But he'll be frustrated. We've said it before that he want a bit more game time. Excuse me. I think there was an opportunity maybe to bring him on. I was thinking Joe might, because he didn't play at the weekend. I think he had that ankle injury, Joe, and I was thinking the game's probably won. Give him 10 minutes or so. He was actually getting ready at one point down there, wasn't he? I think he was taping his socks ready to come on. He was actually, is he doing a few runs behind us at the minute? He is, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Down that in there. But, no, I think, he'll be frustrated. He'll want to get a little bit more game time. He might have to be patient. He knows that at this moment in time, when everyone's fit, he's probably not on the he's not on the starting 11 team sheet, but when he gets the opportunity, he's got to try and contribute. And I think, was it Stoke he got his first start, wasn't it? When we go back to Stoke, that 1-0 defeat away from home. But he's got to try and force his way in, as simple as that. Keep training hard, game time for the 21s, put the shift in, and then obviously when you get your opportunity for the first team, try and take it.
Let's have a look at another one. This will be the last one we have time for. This one comes in from Lewis, who says, how did you feel about Dan Neil's performance tonight? And happy birthday to my mate Ben Fowler, tuning in from Clarkies.
Happy birthday, Ben.
Hope you're having a good time down at Clarkies tonight. Where's our invite? Anyway, what do you think of Dan's performance?
Yeah,
real captain's performance.
Yeah, no, we touched on it, didn't we? Yeah, at times he's just got good vision of what's happening.
As the game went on, he got better and better,
but his range of passing, I say, he's got a few nice switches out there. I like that one. I know, listen, sometimes he's been caught, but he's got that picture, hasn't he, when it comes into him, the little roll of one or two players, they think they can nick it that side, he goes out the other side. And when Dan Neil has a big influence and he controls the game, then more often than not, we're having a good result. And that's obviously the case again this evening. So there's been times earlier in the season where he perhaps wasn't at the levels which we know he's capable of, but he's come through that, and I think in the last couple of months he's been outstanding.
Yeah, okay. I think that's probably it for this evening, Danny. Thanks for your company as
Enjoyed it,
ever.
thanks.
Oh, you've enjoyed it. That's good. Come again. You should do. On Monday
night,
evening, we're going to be joined by the rabble in the sports bar, and that's all right with us because it makes for a good atmosphere. Come and join us if you're living locally. But of course, lots of you are watching internationally. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff on Monday evening down at Elland Road. It's a big one, isn't it, Danny?
Yeah, it's huge.
Been looking forward to that all season, and we'll bring you that. We'll be on air from 7:15 here on SFC Live. You can have a football-free weekend if you're into that kind of thing. We'll see you on Monday. We'll see you soon.